Take two, because I didn't like the first one. Hopefully I can bottle some of that same energy. I'm probably going to yell because I'm that angry about this. I did this already. By the way, I'm going to call attention to it, but there's chaos behind me. My work at home shit is over here. Random items are over there. Ignore all that. Fine. Whatever. So the WWE announced today Triple H is headlining the 2025 Hall of Fame class. Well, they didn't announce it. PW Insider announced it. In a vacuum, Triple H definitely deserves to go in this meaningless kayfabe Hall of Fame. He did every kayfabe accomplishment that there is to do in that company. That is a fact. In a vacuum, him going in this Hall of Fame, is it a big deal? Absolutely not. I am talking about everything I say in here is a character study of Paul Triple H Levesque. It is to shatter the facade that the WWE has set up for Paul Triple H Levesque. This is the most egomaniacal man maybe in all, next to maybe Hulk Hogan, in all of pro wrestling, bro. Let's talk about number one. The PR statement they put out saying that Triple H was surprised by Stephanie McMahon, Shawn Michaels, and I believe it was The Undertaker with this whole Hall of Fame thing. He wept and was in tears because of it. He was so overwhelmed and surprised. That's bullshit, because if the idea is brought to you, right, he could say maybe he was surprised by the idea being brought to him, but I have doubts about that shit too. I'm going to yell during this, by the way. It's going to happen. He can say that. Fine. He wants to say that. Cool. Somebody has to okay it. And you are the guy that okays everything that goes on TV. Everything that company does that is a part of the on-screen product goes through you. So let's talk about that. All anyone says, all of the wrestlers, all of the motherfuckers that work there go, Triple H is so selfless, man. He just doesn't want to be on camera. He doesn't want to take credit for things. He don't want the spotlight on him. Yet he is the headliner for the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame. We all hate Vincent Kennedy McMahon, right? Well, we all hate him. I hate him. He set back making pro wrestling cool for years and years and years. It takes a lot of credit for things he really don't deserve credit for. And the WWE PR has deified this man in a way he probably shouldn't be deified. Hell of a businessman, though. He didn't do this. There's a lot of people that are in the WWE Hall of Fame, and you know who's not? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He could have easily done this. And he's more of a Hall of Famer for this kayfabe Hall of Fame than Triple H is. This is ego. Exhibit 2. I seen the stupid argument that Triple H had to step in and become Hall of Famer because this class would have been weak without him. Shout out to my dog Taylor from the Discord. By the way, this is a Blue Moon Extra. That's what I'm going to call it. But shout out to Taylor from the Discord. He sent me a list of people. I'm not going to go through them all because Taylor, you know better. You know some of these names. Come on now, brother. But there are a few good ones here. Why not John Cena? John Cena is on the retirement trail. He is on his way to retirement. Wouldn't it be really cool? Well, not even really cool, but wouldn't it be something that they would usually do? Like, John Cena is a Hall of Famer and it's his last ride doing all this, and this. He's in the Hall of Fame, but now he wants to cement himself, blah, 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 blah. And if he didn't want to do it, cool. I don't think they asked him. That's just speculation. I don't know. But cool. What about Batista? Is Batista in? I don't think Batista's in. I don't believe so. What about him? Why not Batista to be a headliner for the Hall of Fame? Ask him. At one point, he was a main eventer in this company. Why not ask him? How about Floyd Mayweather? Let's go the celebrity route. Let's go that. Floyd Mayweather was a prominent act during one of the biggest angles that they've ever done. Why not somebody gimmicked up like Floyd Mayweather? They done shit like that before. What's the problem? And how about the biggest star in the history of the universe, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who definitely passed the civilian test, by the way. Here's what I mean by that. Let's throw John Cena in there too. Let's take Triple H on this side. Let's use The Rock. Let's use Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You walk up to a random person on the street. You ask them, who are these two men? Who are these two men? Every single one of them will be able to identify Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Or if they can't identify Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, they're not identifying Triple H either. It's just that simple. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson passes the civilian test. It boils down to Triple H never being one of those guys. He never was John Cena. He never was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He never was The Undertaker, even though he always wanted to be. He's never been one of those guys. And when he was a wrestler, he played little games and politicked his way to be amongst those guys, even though he had no fucking business among them. Exhibit A, Booker T. That's all I got to say. Rob Van Dam. That's all I got to say. Do I really need to go in depth with either one? Chris Jericho. That's all I got to say. Do I really need to go in depth there? Goldberg. That's all I got to say. Do I need to go in depth there? Randy Orton wins the world title. Here is an opportunity to make a guy. What happens a month later? Because he is an egomaniac. He's a fucking egomaniac. And I know everybody's like, well, that was him as a wrestler. And all reports say he's different now. The PR says this. And that's my issue here. It's not about him going into the hall. It's that he is the head of the company, the day-to-day doing this. VKM didn't do this. He is still an egomaniac. He says he doesn't want to be on camera. The shows start. Anytime they do some sort of milestone, guess who's on camera? Guess who's front and center coming out there? Are you ready? Are you ready? You ready? I can't hear you. Home music plays all that shit. He comes out, but he don't want to be on camera. Guys, don't drag me in front of the camera, please. I hate it. I don't want the credit for any of this stuff. WrestleMania last year, Michael Cole beats you over the fucking head. This is the Triple H era. Triple H this, Triple H that, Triple H this, Triple H that. Cody Rhodes, biggest built story of the whole year. Wins the world title. I don't give a fuck, but those fans did. What does he have to do? Well, I know he usually hates this, I just feel like we need to call attention to the man that made this all possible. Come on out here, Triple H. Show doesn't fade to black, does it? See, it's cool. It's cool if that happens. You know what I'm saying? After the show, after everything fades to black, it's cool. It's fine. Whatever, right? Show's still on the air because Triple H wants you to see that. Because he is an egomaniac. He's not the guy that he wanted to be during his career. So now is the time to do everything and make this shit literally all about him. Damn what is good. And when he was a wrestler, damn what was good for the company, because the argument that everyone can make, that I can make, that is easily made, is that in the early 2000s, when it gave him the ball on Raw, it wasn't the modern era that was the biggest drop in terms of ratings for that show. It was the 2 to 3 years when Triple H was at the top of the card. And that was more important to him than actually building people, than actually losing. If reports are to be believed, we're talking about him as a wrestler now. We're talking about him as a wrestler. We'll get back to the fucking executive Triple H. There were reports that when they did the World Championship thing, by the way, that Eric Bischoff just handed him, that the Intercontinental title was supposed to be the main title on the show. Triple H was supposed to win that, and that was supposed to be the main title on that show. But he said that belt was beneath him, so they created a title to give him. That's an insecure human being. That is an insecure human being. If you believe all the stories about, and I'm inclined to, that the way he wanted his overalls to be on the video games was all because of his ego. The story that on the box art for the games, he never wanted to be shown taking any damage. Ego. Fast forward to now. You're rightfully asked about Drew Gulak. You take the time to attack that reporter that asked you a question that is worth being asked. Not all about him, right? Not all about him. You turn into a baby and you do that. But guys, please, none of this is about me. Everything he does is about him. Everything he does is about him. And I don't care that this is happening, because this is the WWE Hall of Fame. But what I care is the fact that nobody is calling the shit what it is. That's what I care about. Even the people that know better know what's going on. That's the context I'm mad about. Fuck the Hall of Fame. It means nothing. What I care about is how this motherfucker is covered. I enjoyed Triple H's NXT. So